Hello, everyone. This is Peter Dennis. What follows is a channeled audio recording of an interview that I had in preparation for my most recent book. That book is entitled The Channeling Connection: The Process, the Beings, and the Messages. It's available as a paperback, an ebook, and an audiobook from Amazon and from most English-speaking bookstores around the planet. This interview was with the Anshars. The Anshars were represented by their spokesperson, Mahareya, and they were channeled by Tiffany Tin. To Tiffany and to Mahareya, I say thank you very much for the time that you've given me. This was a wonderful interview. And now, here is the interview.
Channeling begins.
Oh, very good. And this would be the inner earth beings, is it?
Yes, precisely.
Very good. It's been quite a while since we've spoken, and I'm looking very forward to this. Are you aware of what it is I'm trying to do here?
Thank you very much, Peter. Your name has been introduced to us before. My name, as you have met us before, is Mahareya. I am here at this time and through the consciousness to you known as Tiffany, speaking through her consciousness together as one.
Good. Well, Maria, I have a number of questions, and from these questions, I intend to write an article that I'll put out in my newsletter, and ultimately it'll find its way into a book. And
thank you for the invitation.
Well, you're very welcome. And not many humans know that there are beings inhabiting our inner earth, and this will be quite interesting to many people. Can you tell me where it is you are from?
In a way of speaking, we traverse beyond space, time, and distance, and we create a temporal time-space reality within the dimension of your known as inner earth. We are only one of the many civilizations that live within the inner earth space-time reality. We are only one group that represent this vast ecosystem that exists beyond the plane that you know as the surface of Earth. And thus it is our utmost love and gratitude to be here at this time connecting with you all, for we are all brothers and sisters living within the consciousness and vibrational field of Mother Earth.
Does your civilization have a name that I might use?
On the collective level, we are known as the Anshars. There are different tribes, different groups, subgroups that works with one another for specific intention. For example, my group in particular works for outreaching to consciousness on the surface that are interested to learn more about our people and to diversify their consciousness towards other species that also exist in this collective field.
Would you be good enough to spell the name of your civilization?
A-N.
N?
H-A-R.
H?
Others will also spell it as A-N-S-H-A-R.
Good. Thank you for that. When did you originally come to Earth?
We came to Earth approximately for about 4,000 years ago. We came to Earth at this time to mend our future timeline. Our future timeline is, in a way, connected to ancient Lemuria. And thus many souls that feel connected to us inner Earth beings are souls that have incarnated on Earth in the ancient era known as Lemuria or Atlantis. Thus, we have come forth at this time to adjust the timeline frequency, for we are in the center of a continuum, shall we say, adjustment against other beings that are service to self. We are here at this time to help anchor the higher timeline. And thus we are here yet we are from the future. We have also been known as other names alongside with other groups such as the Wingmakers as well. To us, name simply means a way of the human ego to understand us. On the collective level, we see ourselves as one coherent unit alongside with other beings. And thus, we thank you once again for this opportunity to connect and to express ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Now, are you physical at all, or strictly non-physical?
We are physical beings of the fourth density bandwidth, and thus, if you were to see us by puncturing into our time-space continuum, we would be physical beings to you.
Mm-hmm. What do you look like then? Can you describe your physical features?
We look very much so like the population on Earth. We have skin colors of many different shades. We have eyes and hair colors, heights of different variation as well. And thus, when looking at us, at times we can blend in within your population on the surface. However, most of us will have a different skin tone, ranging from very light color, sometimes even towards a bluish or grayish tinted skin color. The reason for this is because of our structure and our style of living in the inner earth, where light is different than it is on the surface. And thus our skin and body have adjusted.
Mm-hmm. So you look very similar to humans as you can blend in with them, or is it the case that you can shapeshift a little too?
If we were to, for example, place certain types of clothing in which you call a cape and to walk upon the surface, we would not stick out too much within your crowd. However, upon close inspection, you will be able to tell differences in bone structure, eye sizes, and so forth.
Well, I'll be vigilant now for anyone wearing a cape, and possibly I'll be able to make contact with you. Can you describe your, I guess, the place in which you live in the earth? Is it like a small city or community? Do you have homes? Can you shed some light on that, please?
Certainly, thank you for this question. The way that we live within the inner earth is as our best in harmony with the structures that surround us. We tend to work with shapes that are more well-rounded. We notice that your buildings and rooms are often very rectangular and angular shaped. Our structures tend to be at times more in alignment to geometric shapes, circular, oval shapes. It also at times works alongside the shapes and structure of the caverns, caves, and walls in which we reside. And so in some of your ancient civilization, you will see their structure merges with their landscape. This is the principles that we like to use when we are building our structure, is to be in one harmony. We also have structures that looks like towers, and at times we have fields as well. And so this landscape in itself is quite diversified within our living structures. There are, of course, structures that are, shall we say, to human terms, more futuristic. For example, landing pads for air, shall we say, anti-gravity crafts or aircrafts in your own terms, at times known as UFOs. We also have other transport vehicles as well. Thus, it's quite diverse, and we believe and we hope that this is the timeline that your people on the surface will also enter as well into a stage of the golden age.
Did you have to create the space in order to build structures, or did you find already there were these great caverns and places where you could build?
We use a variety of methods. One method is to work with a structure that already exists. And the other is we use advanced technology to morph the elements around us to create structures that would be helpful for our civilization. And thus it's a combination of both methods that brings forth the diversity in our civilization.
Mhm. What would your population be?
Our population at this time, at rough estimate, well, it's about, at times, depending on how you define the group, about 10,000 in collective numbers. Please note that some numbers, some groups do travel off planet for different missions. And so to calculate the exact population number is perhaps more dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
It's similar to Earth. A town's population is only an estimate, for some people move, some people change cities, and so forth.
Yes. It would be fair to say that there's approximately 10,000 of your beings in the earth at any one time. Would that be fair?
Roughly speaking, yes.
Okay. How many other civilizations are living in Earth as well?
This will depend on what you define in resonance. However, there are about 30 to 50 groups that we know of that lives within the bandwidth of our detectable instruments.
Wow. Are the reptilians still living in the Earth?
At this time, the reptilian presence are greatly reduced. However, they still exist in the inner earth. We are aware of their presence and vice versa. There is oftentimes fictions between the two of our subgroups. However, we want to assure Earth population that this is part of the evolution of Mother Earth at this time, and to not come into the space of fear. Know that there's a benevolent force at play, and thus we bring forth the vibration of groundedness, empowerment, and sovereignty at this time.
Are our governments aware of your presence?
Your governing body is aware of our presence, and so with many other groups as well. However, they have chosen to hide our messages and existence for, perhaps in the best way that I can say, self-served purpose of control over the population.
Yes. Yes. I can see too that revealing your presence would have to be done with a certain amount of care so as not to panic humans.
Absolutely. There is great fear within your population to which species that does not look alike can inflict fear. Once your population can ascend to the level where they can accept even each other within your own groups, they will begin to have more capability to accept and receive groups, beings that might look nothing like them.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know you can't predict the future exactly, but from your perspective, does it look like you'll be making your presence known to the human population, let's say in the very near future?
It is our intention, though from our perspective, we don't strive to make physical contact. We simply strive to help accelerate the consciousness of your collective. For when your consciousness expands in their collective, it also affect all the other planets in the solar system as well. So we will all benefit as one.
Mm-hmm. Do you intervene in human affairs at all?
At certain points, we do, especially if our own civilization safety is threatened. We must say this happened quite often with your service population. And we do not put blame onto your civilization, for there are many factors influencing this environment. And so at times when it's needed, we do defend ourselves, or simply we cloak ourselves.
Can you give me an example of that? How humans might challenge you or interfere with your peacefulness?
Certainly.